radio single. He's made this himself because of, you know, of the body of his work, not a particular song, and that really makes me feel good because I don't want to try to write a hit song. I just want to write a collection of things that's very expressive of where I am, how I feel. So, you know, I think, you know, when people let go and stop trying to you know, be this or that and get really comfortable with just being themselves, that's what people identify with when they listen to music, when they see a band live.
Dudley, we were talking earlier about having a chance to meet some of your musical heroes and idols. Can you tell us if you've ever had any Wayne and Garth I'm not worthy moments in meeting any of these people?
Absolutely. There are two that immediately come to mind. One was when I was in Sweetwater. We went over to London to mix our record with Tim Palmer, who mixed 10. And of course, we thought, well, you know, if Pearl Jam, you know, had this guy mix it, we want to be next in line, please. So we went over. We stayed. It was cheaper for the whole band to go stay over there than to fly him to L.A. and rent fancy cars and studios and stuff. Anyway, but it was a fun experience. So we're sitting there, and they have this little. We stayed above the studio in a little flat, and they had this little kitchenette, and so we're sitting there, and this dude pulls up in a Range Rover, and it's Robert Plant, and he gets out, and we're going, oh dude, is he coming in here? Dude, he's coming in. Yeah, he's coming in here. So he comes in, and he sits over at the table next to us with these two guys, and he's talking about doing his solo record, and Tim Palmer has produced his solo records. And so, you know, he talked to them for a little while, and you could see he was looking at us out of the corner of his eye. So he came over, and he talked to us. Long story short, the rest of the guys in Sweetwater were so, you know, frozen. You know, they just couldn't say a thing. I ended up, you know, leading the conversation, asking him all these crazy questions and everything. And we had a great talk with him. And so Timmy said, hey, you know, why don't you come in and listen to one of their songs? And so he came in, and he sat in the chair during the song called Sleep off the first Sweetwater record. And so he knew that I played the lead guitar. He knew who the drummer was, a singer, you know, from talking to us. Anyway, so the guitar solo comes and goes, and he turns around in his chair and looks right at me and just gives me the big thumbs up and a smile. Yes. And I tell you, my balls are still tingling. That was very, I mean, you know, what other moment, stamp of approval could you possibly want?
Fantastic.
Well, tell us about the ZZ Top sneaking in at the fair. That's a good one.
Oh, right. So I've been talking about really being into ZZ Top. So they played the Puyallup Fair, you know, and so I got some tickets through KZOK. I think it was sponsored by the Jack or something. They're all CBS radio stations. Yeah. So I'm going down to the show, and I'm with my friend Dave, who's been my longtime, you know, guitar tech. You know, he's one of my best friends. And so I said, Dave, dude, why don't we, because we played the fair in Sweetwater, you know, I said, dude, well, let's go to the gate over there. I'll sit in the back of the car, you know, and I brought my laminates with me because, you know, sometimes if I don't get a ticket, I just put my laminates on and walk in the back door.
They don't even check.
Nobody says anything, you know, you just look like what you're doing. So that's what we did. We drove in the back, and the guy said, who are you? I was like, yeah, we're here for the show, and, you know, hurry up because he's getting cranky in the back, and I'm in the back trying to look cranky, you know? So the guy at the gate, oh, well, you better hurry up. Here's your pass, you know. And so we drive in where the tour buses are, you know, and I just sort of waltz in there. And I'm trying to meet the guys backstage. I did get nabbed, though. They're like, who are you, you know. So I didn't get to meet them at that point. But we did get to open for them playing with Spike and the Impalers at the Comcast Arena, the Everett Event Center.
Yep.
And I did get to chat with Billy a little bit, you know, which is difficult to do. He's a little bit of a, you know, kooky character, very warm, very nice guy. In fact, my uncle lives in Houston still, and has played cards with Billy, golfs with Frank Beard.
Nice.
Or he did before he lost his leg, but that's another story. Anyway, so I got to hang out with him and meet him, and I got all of them to sign my hat, and it was a very cool moment. I did not get a picture, and I'm still kicking myself, but I've been jimmying around with Photoshop. Maybe I can.
I have a feeling you're going to run into him again. But let's go to the title track off the new CD. The name is Left for Dead. It's also the song. Talking to Dudley Taft. The name of the song is Left for Dead, which is also the name of the CD. Our guest is Dudley Taft, and we got to wrap this up. We got to get out of here because we got to get to the show, man. And but one quick question before you leave, I have to ask this because we've been talking to lots of Northwest icons, and I know you toured and had some interactions with Lane Staley.
That's true.
What's some of your recollections of Lane?
You know, I didn't spend a whole lot of time because when the serious partying got underway, I couldn't hang with that when the mirrors came out and so forth. Yep. But I did you know, get to have a few good conversations with him. And he struck me as a really funny, intelligent guy, and I don't really know, you know, what was the cause of his decline, but I really think that, you know, when Demery died, then he was really bummed. I know, you know, he was a drug addict like a lot of people that I knew from the scene.
Sure.
But a lot of them pulled through. You know, but I think he just sort of lost the will to live, you know, at a certain point. But I just got a call from a guy who wanted me to comment on a biography he's writing on him. So it's, you know, fresh in my brain. Yeah. But I mean, what an incredible talent. Little skinny kid that just sang like, you know, he was 6'5", 250 pounds, you know.
Yeah, the first time I heard him, man, I was blown away. You know, what a voice coming out of a little guy.
He was the real deal, you know, and all that, you know, self-deprecating lyrics and all that stuff. That was really Lane and Jerry. That was their thing, and they were doing what came naturally. They, you know, they kind of created that thing.
Well, I still remember the actual time when I first saw Man in the Box, the video. It was like on a Friday night, late at night. They had Friday night videos back then. It came on, and I was horrified and absolutely glued at the same time. You know, the video was a freak of nature, but the song was so powerful, man. I was like, this is it. And so thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that.
Sure.
But our guest today is Dudley Taft, and
I've got one more quick one on the lighter side.
Sure.
This is my inside the actor's studio with James Lipton question. I copped it from him, but I like it. If you could invite anyone over to have dinner with Dudley Taft, who'd be at the table?
Just one person?
No, however many you want to invite for dinner.
Oh, good Lord.
Let's just pull a table out. I'm sure it's us.
At least three.
Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, David Bowie, and Lou Reed. And Neil Young.
Yeah.
I mean, those are my heroes. Aside from, you know, the guitar rock, those are the songwriter guys, you know. You know, they all did their things differently. You know, most of them were pretty much straight from the heart. Bowie made up these fantastic crazy things and sold them to you as well. I mean, all of those guys, those are like my top, 5
Right.
influential musicians.
Awesome.
That sounds like it'd be some great dinner conversation. You might need someone to interpret for Dylan, though.
Yeah. No doubt about that.
All right. Well, really quickly before we wrap it up, I know you're playing tonight at Hell's Kitchen. What do you have coming up? I know you're in Anacortes pretty soon, and
let's see. We are playing the Red Hook Brewery in Woodinville on the 12th. That's this Friday.
Great.
And then we're playing the Capital Food and Wine Festival in Olympia on the 27th.
great. Okay, Dudley Taft has been our guest. The new CD, Left for Dead. Buy it on CD Baby. Go to his concerts and pick it up. We'll also have a link on our website to your website. Dudley, thank you so much for coming in. I can't wait to come hear you. We're going to be rocking with you tonight.
Yes.
Thanks very much for having me.